If you were dropped into the Ice Age tonight, you would probably consider eating another human being within a single month, not because you are evil, but because the cold would break you first. Your fingers would stop functioning. Your skin would crack open. Your body would burn through thousands of calories simply trying to stay alive. And eventually, your brain would stop caring about morality at all. Welcome to Apex Truth. For most of ancient history, winter was not uncomfortable. Winter was a death machine. And this is the terrifying truth about exactly how ancient humans survived it. By the end of this documentary, you will understand why scientists believe the cold permanently altered human evolution itself, because the people who survived the last ice age were not necessarily the strongest. They were the ones willing to do things modern humans cannot even begin to imagine. 20,000 years ago, the Earth looked almost alien. Massive glaciers swallowed entire continents. Temperatures dropped below -40 degrees. Forests vanished beneath endless sheets of snow. This was the world of prehistoric humans, a frozen nightmare filled with giant predators, relentless starvation, and months of total darkness. And yet, somehow, ancient humans survived, not because they mastered nature, but because they adapted to horror faster than almost any other species alive. That is the real story of human resilience. And the first thing the cold systematically destroyed was food. Scientists excavating Ice Age caves discovered something genuinely unsettling: entire mountains of broken, shattered bones. At first, researchers assumed this was simply ordinary hunting waste from prehistoric life. Then they realized something far more disturbing. These humans were not primarily eating meat. They were eating fat. Surviving an Ice Age winter required staggering caloric intake, and the human body burned energy every single second simply to avoid freezing to death. So early humans became fixated on marrow, the pure animal fat hidden deep inside bones. Archaeologists studying Paleolithic sites found clear evidence that humans smashed open mammoth bones within minutes of a kill, because without that fat, you died. And then, researchers noticed something genuinely disturbing. Some of those shattered bones were human. This is the part most documentaries quietly avoid. Evidence of Ice Age cannibalism has been uncovered across multiple sites in Europe. Human skulls cracked open in the same manner as animal bones. Stone tool cut marks found on human remains. Burn marks consistent with fire exposure. This was not mythology. This was survival. And strangely, it may have been one of the very things that saved early humanity from total extinction. Some researchers believe starving tribes practiced cannibalism not as murder, but as consumption after natural death. Imagine 6 months of freezing, unbroken darkness. Imagine hearing children cry from hunger every single night. Imagine watching every available animal disappear from your territory. And then, imagine someone within your group dies. What happens next? That question haunted the Stone Age. And most modern humans, if they are honest with themselves, already know the answer. But cannibalism was not the darkest survival strategy humans employed, not even close, because eventually, the cold began altering the human body and human behavior at an even deeper level. Some researchers believe ancient humans occasionally sheltered inside the carcasses of dead animals. Fresh mammoth bodies could retain internal heat for hours during severe blizzards, and during the worst storms, these massive carcasses may have functioned as genuine emergency shelters. It sounds horrifying to modern sensibilities, but the prehistoric world did not care about dignity, only survival. This is precisely why researchers studying ancient survival techniques uncovered surprisingly advanced prehistoric technology dating back tens of thousands of years: bone needles, layered fur clothing, insulated boots crafted from animal hide, even rendered animal grease rubbed directly onto exposed skin to slow heat loss. This fundamentally changes what we thought we understood about early human adaptation, because these were not primitive people. These were specialists, genuine experts in surviving conditions that would cause a modern human to collapse within days. But even all of that was not enough to fully protect them from the next major threat predators. The world of prehistoric wildlife was filled with genuine monsters. Cave lions, considerably larger than modern lions. Massive hyenas, capable of crushing solid bone in a single bite. Dire wolves hunting in coordinated packs across frozen, open plains. During the Ice Age, humans were not the apex predator of their environment, humans were prey. This is exactly why fire became more critical to survival than food itself. Anthropologists studying ancient survival strategies discovered that some groups carried burning embers with them everywhere they traveled, because if your fire died out during winter, your entire family died alongside it. Think about that for a moment. A single gust of wind had the power to erase an entire bloodline forever. And eventually, evidence suggests humans began killing each other, specifically over fire. Many researchers now believe early human warfare first emerged during the coldest stretches of the Ice Age, not over land and not over power, but purely over survival. Evidence of violent prehistoric conflict has been uncovered across multiple European sites. Crushed skulls, embedded spear points, entire family groups found massacred inside cave shelters. Because when resources vanished entirely, humans became genuinely desperate. This may help explain one of the greatest unresolved mysteries in human history, the disappearance of the Neanderthals. For decades, the dominant narrative assumed a simple story: smarter modern humans simply replaced weaker, less capable Neanderthals. But current research into hominid history suggests something considerably darker: competition, sustained violence, and eventual extinction. And the timing is genuinely chilling, because as winters grew progressively colder, Neanderthals vanished from the fossil record forever. The real Neanderthal mystery is not why they disappeared. It is how they managed to survive for so long in the first place. Neanderthals endured brutal, frozen climates for hundreds of thousands of years, and that level of endurance required genuine intelligence, careful planning, and complex survival techniques. Researchers have discovered clear evidence that Neanderthals cared for injured group members for extended periods, sometimes years. Several specimens show broken legs that fully healed, meaning someone within the group carried them, fed them, and protected them, even during periods of severe starvation. That level of demonstrated compassion fundamentally changes our understanding of the broader story of human evolution. But there was one critical advantage modern humans developed more effectively: connection. Scientists studying early trait networks discovered ancient tools transported hundreds of miles across frozen landscapes, which means separate tribes were actively communicating, sharing resources, and exchanging survival knowledge. During the final stretch of the last Ice Age, that network may have represented the precise difference between extinction and long-term survival, because isolated tribes consistently died out, while connected tribes adapted, and adaptation ultimately became humanity's single greatest evolutionary weapon. But survival during the Stone Age was never purely physical, it was deeply psychological as well. Imagine living through 6 full months of darkness beside a slowly dying fire, with no music, no certainty, and no guarantee that your family would survive until spring arrived. The psychological pressure of that existence must have been genuinely unbearable. So humans invented something extraordinary in response stories. Anthropologists studying ancient oral traditions believe storytelling became absolutely essential to early human resilience, functioning not as entertainment, but as a genuine survival tool. Stories warned children about the danger of frozen lakes. Stories explained seasonal migration patterns. Stories taught hunting techniques and predator behavior across generations. This may be precisely why storytelling became so central to human evolutionary success. because stories allowed critical knowledge to outlive individual memory itself, and that single innovation transformed humanity permanently. But here is perhaps the strangest part of this entire story. Your brain may still carry genuine Ice Age instincts right now, in this very moment. Your fear of darkness, your natural attraction to firelight, your heightened anxiety during periods of isolation. These responses may all trace directly back to survival instincts developed by early humans during the single coldest era in our species' history. Researchers studying these inherited behavioral patterns have found that modern humans still react emotionally to environments resembling ancient survival conditions. Firelight measurably calms the human nervous system, darkness reliably increases alertness, and isolation consistently raises stress hormone levels. Your body remembers the Ice Age, even when your conscious mind does not, because for thousands upon thousands of years, that frozen world shaped every single part of what it means to be human, the fear, the caution, the violence, and the cooperation, all of it. This has been Apex Truth, and that is the real story of ancient history. Not kings, not empires, survival. The story of starving humans staring into firelight, while an endless snowstorm swallowed the entire world outside their shelter. The story of Ice Age survival. If this gave you a deeper appreciation for what it truly took to become human, leave a like, subscribe for more research-driven deep dives into our world, and we will see you on the next one.